All right.
What
Yes.
what's the YouTube thing? It's in
The YouTube thing. Okay.
YouTube.
I have my YouTube channel, and
Yeah,
over there I upload all my lectures in there.
yeah.
So if you guys miss any of my classes, you guys can go into my YouTube channel and you guys can actually see these recordings, what we have discussed in the class.
What's the YouTube channel?
What's my one? Okay, it's in here. So if you write down here, youtube.com. Oh, well, youtube.com. So you go to YouTube and you search my name here. Twamel should be there. Here you go. So Muhammad Twamel Hussein Mitul, that's me. So that's my channel. So you can see your last week's video is in here. Okay, so we had actually, so far I had 12 views in there. Okay, like this one. This is our lecture for last week. So you can see that. We are supposed to have. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Okay, and if you guys want, you can subscribe me too. That's good. Yeah, and also I put this link in here as well. So there's no way you guys can miss that. I can actually, I put these things on, like if you go on week, it's not here, learning modules in week 1. So like week 1, if you click on that, so I think there is a link in here.
If you just go back one slide, it's at the very top
Therefore, I
before.
put it somewhere else, right? Oh, okay, at the top, yeah, Zoom recording. So week 1 is in this. I'll put all of them in one by one. Yeah, like week 1, week 2, like this. I'll put them all in here. Yes. So here is the link. So Zoom session recording. So here is the YouTube link. You can go. You can get it from here as well. Okay. Mm. So yes. Mm. So that's it. So I actually record it and I upload it in there. So any of you miss it, you guys can actually go through and check it out. It's all good. All right. So now let's start from here. Now today we'll be discussing about demand and supply. So I'll be talking it in my way, very easy and simple, friendly way. I will talk about, not to make it a bookish so that you guys get confused. What is this all about? Now I will try my best to keep it very simple and easy. Okay. So now I told you in the class in last week that there are different types of economic system in the world. Why do we have this economic system? We have this economic system for a couple of reasons. Okay, one of the reasons to decide what to produce, for whom to produce, how much to produce, okay, how to produce. So these are the basic economic questions that we always face. So when we face this type of questions, the issues comes up in this way, that okay, how do we actually distribute the resources we have within our economy, within our country? This is the problem we will face, okay? That how we are going to actually distribute these resources within our citizens. Now, the thing is this, look, the thing is this, that there are different ways. You will not believe that there are, okay, let me, before I say what you will not believe, before I say that, let me actually tell you, clarify this thing. We have 3 different economic systems in the world. Okay, one is command economy. Okay, another one is market economy or free economy. So look, command economy or planned economy, the same thing. Government decides everything. That's the socialism that you talk about. Then if you talk about market economy or free economy, which is actually also known as capitalism, another economy, and another one is called mixed economy. Another is called mixed economy. Okay, 3 different types of economy. So in planned economy or command economy, everything is decided by the government. Who follows these things? Socialism, socialist countries, communism, communist countries. Do you guys know how many communist countries we have in the world? Four. Four communist countries in the world we have. What are these four countries? China, Cuba, Vietnam, and Laos. These four countries we have, they're communist. Others, all of them are democratic. Even North Korea is actually Democratic Republic of North Korea. Okay. All right. Now, let's put on this way. Let's put on this way that we will be discussing today about the market economy. We'll be discussing about market economy. We'll be discussing today. So, if you talk about the market economy, okay. So, what determines what to produce, how much to produce, for whom to produce, okay? All these answers will be given by market. Who is market? Market consists of buyer and seller. Buyer, we mean the demand side. Buyer are actually our demand side. And seller is our supply side. So two things come up here, demand and supply. If there is a demand, there will be a supply. If there is no demand, there will be no supply. Okay, how do you control this demand and supply? You control this demand and supply through a system, through a mechanism. This is called price mechanism. Okay, we apply the price mechanism system. Where did the price come from? We'll talk about it. The price is actually the motivation. That's why the price will coming up. Okay, someone is sending me text. Is everything all right there? Yeah, okay. All right. So in that context, very interesting thing in here, okay? So what determines the price of goods or services? Demand and supply determines this. For example, let's say we have used like Nokia 3310 mobile phone. I don't know, some of you might have used it, these things. And let me see if I have that in here. Like button mobile phone. Remember this mobile phone, this type of mobile phone? This type of mobile phone, remember? Who will buy one of those now? Anybody in my class? And this is $101 by shipping. Would you like to have one of this mobile? Any of you want to have that? Anybody in my class?
No.
Had one last month.
So there is still some demand in the market. See that? One person wants it. He used it last month. That's fine. I'm not saying it's good, bad, or anything at all. I'm just saying it. If there is a demand for this, yes, he might need it for some reasons. That's his personal. But he wants it. He needs it. So there is a demand. There is a demand. How many of them? In my class, I found one. Maybe they're like him, there are other people too. So yes, the company Opel, they're going to actually produce it and they are going to actually give it to the market. And they will see how many people are buying it. If they see the people is not buying it, they're not going to produce it next month. If they see, yes, people is buying it and there is a demand in the market, they will keep producing it. Make sense? That's how you determine your demand and supply. But the question comes up, the same person who is actually looking for this one, he might not be interested if the price is, if the price is actually, let's say $500 this mobile phone. Would you be interested to buy it at a $500? Maybe not. You might give it a couple of thoughts. Well, $500 for this one, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. There may be a good price. But if they say this one is still, let's say $20 this mobile phone, Maybe a lot of people will be interested. I will be interested for $20 this one. Yes, even I have one smartphone on the side. I'll buy maybe one or two of them. $20 only. Just come on. It's $20. I can keep one of them. Why not? Just keep it on the side. Okay. Yes. So it depends. Maybe I'll keep it for like after 100 years later, I'll use it as an antique. I'll pass it to my next generation, my grandkids. Keep this one as an antique. You might sell it one day at a very big price. Okay, so that's the case. Like it depends. The price is a very important factor in this case. Price is a very important factor in this case to determine your demand. Okay. Yes, I'll go back. Now, so price is one important factor. Okay. Now the question comes up, what determines the price? Demand and supply determines the price. Okay. How does it work? Well, cool. There are some nice ways to talk about it. How does it work? Okay, fine. We have to learn here, to understand these things, we have to learn here two laws we have to learn. One is called law of demand, another one is called law of supply we need to learn. Okay, if we talk about law of demand, what does it mean, the law of demand? Let me write it down in here. And should I draw? I think actually, why should I waste time in drawing? I can actually take the picture from here. Demand curve. I'll take the graph straight from here instead of just drawing back and forth. This is nice. This is my demand curve. Big enough. I can make it a little bit bigger. What does it mean here? What is this curve here? What they're trying to say here? So this is a curve. It is telling you, showing you here that on this graph, this side y-axis, this is x-axis. Okay, y-axis and x-axis. So I think you guys know this graph, what this graph looks like, and what does this graph mean. You don't have to name me that this is a demand graph, but hope you believe that you understand that this is Q is actually x-axis, and this dollar sign, this is actually y-axis. So this one is known as price. This one is known as price. And this side is actually showing you the quantity. So what does this line D referring actually? So line D is actually telling you a relationship between Q and P. Yeah. Line D is actually telling you what is the relationship between price and quantity. That's what the line D is telling you. There is a relationship between price and quantity. So what is the relation? The relation is a negative relation. How do I know it's negative relation? Look, when the price was 12, so this is price, the dollar sign, this is actually price I'm referring to. Okay, so 12, when the price was 12, the Q is quantity demanded. This one actually was 80. At 12 price, $80 is your demand. When the price has increased from $12 to $16, your demand has decreased from 80 units to 60 units. So you see, when the price has increased, quantity demanded has decreased. Okay? So this is the situation we got. So there is a negative relationship in here. One has increased, other has decreased. So if this is the case, X increases, Y decreases, or Y increases, X decreases, if this is the case you have, then you have to know that this is your negative relationship. And always remember this one, guys. Always remember this one. When you will see a graph is this like this, it is called downward sloping graph. This is called downward sloping. We call this one as negative relationship graph. Okay, so this is our law of demand. What is law of demand? Law of demand is that if price increases, quantity demanded will be decreasing. This is our law of demand. Any question for me, guys? Anybody? If it is not clear to any of you, any question to be asked? No? Okay, I'll move on then. So this is they're talking about the law of demand here, and they try to show you, giving you a graph in here. You can look at here now, you can understand it better. This says a table shows the relationship between price and quantity demanded. So this is a table, okay, and this is called demand schedule or schedule, whatever you say. So this is the one it shows. So what does it mean? Price per kilo. When the price of a good per kilo is 40 cents, Tracy's demand is 28, Darren's demand is 16. What is this item? Okay, whatever the item, it doesn't matter. The price of an item is 40 cents. That time, Tracy's demand is 28, Darren's demand is 16 at 40 cent price. So Tracy wanted to buy 28 kilo. And Darren's want to buy 16 kilo of any item. So look, interesting part here, this Tracy's demand, this one, okay, this is we call that individual demand. I would like to do some annotations in here. It will be easy for you guys to, so these ones in here. So Tracy's demand, let me draw this. So Tracy's demand in here, you can see, this is individual demand. Darren's demand in here, okay, this is individual demand. Okay, Darren is also individual demand, individual person's demand. In my class, I can see Jeremy is there. Jeremy's demand, individual demand. Riley's demand, individual demand. Okay, Brian Carr's demand, individual demand. So when you add up all these individual demands together, what you get? You get a market demand. That's what is known as market demand here. Okay, for every specific price, okay, at price 40, Tracy's demand is 28, Darren's demand is 16, total market's demand is 700. Now you can ask me a question, if we add up these two, it doesn't become 700. Oh, well, we just gave a sample, Tracy and Darren, there are heaps more other people too. So all together, we have came up is at 700. Okay, here we have given you, just showing you a sample that how it looks like. Okay, what is individual demand? What is the total market demand? Total market demand is when you add up all the individual markets together, individual demands together. Yes. Okay, that's how it goes. Okay, let's move on. Let's move. So here they're showing you here the market demand. Okay, they're showing you here the market demand. Okay, so you can see here at 40 cents, you can see at 40 cents, demand is 700, which is point A. At 80 cents, okay, demand is 500. Okay, at $1.20, demand is 350. So you can see when the price is going up, up, and up, demand is going down, down, and down. That's how they mean it. Okay, exactly the same thing I showed you. So demand curve is downward sloping, and the relationship between price and the quantity demanded is negative. Okay, is negative. Now, two types of goods, substitute goods and complementary goods. We'll talk about these things now. Okay, what are the substitute goods and what are the complementary goods? Okay. Now, what are your substitute goods? Substitute goods are the goods which can be used as an alternative to another goods. Tea and coffee. Tea and coffee. Butter and margarine. Okay. Then what else? There are a lot of other things out there, like a smartphone alternative is your button phone. Okay. All right. So these are the different types of alternatives we have, substitute goods we have. Then complementary goods. What is complementary goods? So now look, complementary goods is that both of these goods will be sold out together, like shoes and socks, computer and keyboard mouse together. One cannot run without another. Xbox and the game that the game, what they call it, the game disc, that one, the DVD. I don't know what they have nowadays. Do they have DVD anymore, or they have something else? They don't.
You can get game discs, but you can also download them digitally.
Yeah, yes. In my time, when I used to play a PS4, I played actually. Then my time long ago. At that time, I used to have DVD. Long ago, yeah. Now it's different game disc. Okay. Anyway, so like this. So these things will go together. Okay. Yes, that's called complementary goods. So what is substitution effect? Substitution effect is this: if an item has a substitute product, if any product has a substitute product, then if the price of that product increases, people will be going to use substitute product. Tea and coffee, very nice example in tea and coffee, substitute product. Okay, price of coffee increases, see, people will go and drink tea, which is substitute of the coffee. Easy. Price of burger increases, people will go start getting some wraps. Okay, see that? Easy. So what these things are? Substitute to one another, alternative to one another. So price of one item increases, people will try to find what is the substitute of this one. They will go on this. Price of rice increases, people will go for pasta. Simple. Yes, when price of good rises, its relative price of opportunity cost rises and quantity demanded of that food falls, okay? Replaced by the demand of a substitute goods. Okay, income effect. When price rises, given the income, real income declines and people tend to demand less of goods. When the price increases. Well, let me give you a little example about this one. Okay, let me give you a little example of this one. It's like this, for example, let's say price increases, price rises, right? Let's say your salary is $10, for example. Your income is $10. With this $10, you can buy 10 banana, for example. With this $10, you can buy 10 bananas. Perfect. So what is your income? Your income is 10 banana. Now, so how much is this banana? $1. One banana is $1, and your income is 10 banana. Very simple. Now what you did, price of banana has gone up. Price of banana has gone up. How much? So now one banana is $1.25. With the same $10 now, that's your income, can you buy 10 banana anymore? No. How many bananas you can buy now? 8. See? But your income is same. The same $10 notes. What is this? It means your real income has decreased. That's what we mean by. Okay? Price increases means your income has real income. That's what we call by real income. Okay? Your income did not decrease. Your nominal income is fine. Real income has decreased. It means the purchasing power of your money has decreased. Before the price hike, the power of your money was 10 banana. The purchasing power of your money was 10 bananas. Now, what is the power of your $10 notes? 8 bananas. Okay? All right. Yes. Now let's go to the next. So that's what they mean by substitute effect and income effect. So because of when the price increases, there is an effect from substitution side and there is an effect from income side. Okay. Change in demand. Very interesting. Change in demand. So people will be changing their demand. Based on what? Based on many things. Based on many things. Basically, what they normally change, of course, price is one of them, but there are other things except price. Okay? All right. This says taste and preferences, substitution effect, income, expectations of future price level. So today, if I tell you that, oh, from tomorrow, the price of beef is going to increase, what are you going to do? Today, you're going to go and buy some beef and store it. Why are you doing that? You're doing that because you're worried tomorrow the price might be high. So what happened? So your demand on today has increased at the price it is today. The price today, at this price, your demand is high. Why? Because you're worried about tomorrow's price. That's how they mean expectations of future price level. If it happens, you got a message that, oh, okay, from tomorrow, beef will be actually 20% less. Are you going to buy beef today? No, you will wait for tomorrow. Demand will decrease. So what you're expecting in future, it depends on that. Okay, that's something in here. Okay, now, interesting thing I will tell you now in this one, very interesting. You see this one? When, look, here the price changing, you see? The price 12 to 16, 80 to 60. This is the thing I have showed you a couple of minutes ago, okay? A little bit ago. Now, the issue is this, look. This thing is moving. So we can say that because of the price, demand is moving from point A to point B. Demand is moving from point A to point B. Okay? This is called movement along the line. What do we call it? We call it movement along the line. Yeah. This is known as movement along the line. Okay? Price has increased or decreased, that's it. Your demand is moving from A to B. So where are you moving? You're moving within the line. You see the line is demand line is in here. This is the line. This is called movement along the line. Okay. But remember these things, guys, always keep it in mind. If your demand changes, not because of price, that this is the thing is price on this side. If your demand changes, not because of the price, but for some other reasons, not because of the price, but for some other reasons, the time, this will not be a movement along the line. There will be a shift of the line. There will be a shift of the line. I'll make it more clear to you. This is called shift of the line. The line was in the demand line was in here. You see that? Demand line was in here. It had shifted from here to here. What does it mean? What is this? Why this is happening? Well, a graph here, this graph, this is price side, this is price, this is quantity. So what we are trying to establish here that if the quantity demanded, the demand or the quantity demanded, this thing changes, not because of the price. Price remained the fixed. Look at here, the price remaining the fixed. But the demand changed. Why? Can the demand change without changing of price? Yes. Demand can change without changing the price.
Sorry,
How?
was movement along the curve just the opposite of that?
Movement along the line will take place when the demand changes just because of the price change.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Okay? Movement along the line means demand changes only because of the price changes. If any other reasons, because of taste and preferences, because of it's a festival, because there is a natural disaster, because of the COVID-19, the demand for toilet roll has increased in a panic, not because of the price. It's not like that, oh, toilet roll is free. People is taking as much as they want, or toilet roll is just 10 cents, buy as much as you want. It's not like that. It's not because of the price. People was buying because of the panic. Okay, not for the price. So what will happen if this is a graph for the toilet paper graph? This will be this. This is the graph it should be. Price remains the same. At the price P, the quantity was Q. Q0 was the quantity demanded. All of a sudden, there is a panic in the market. And what happened? People started buying more at the same price. Price did not go up. Okay. People started buying now Q1, almost double. It's more than double actually. Why? Because of panic. How about the price? Did the price decreases? The people is buying more? No. Causes the panic. So there is a shift. So you see the demand curve will be shifting from D0 to D1. Make sense, guys? Is it clear?
Yes, thanks.
When there will be a shift in the demand curve, there will be a shift in the demand curve when the demand changes, not because of the price, but for any other reasons. We don't care what other reason is, any other reasons. Okay, there will be shift in the demand curve. So, okay, we understand this is a graph that demand is shifting, demand curve is shifting from D0 to D1, which is a rightward movement. This is demand increasing. What about demand decreases? Well, it will be shifting coming to this side. Let me draw it. It will be shifting to this side like this. See? It's shifting from this side. Like that. Increasing, shifting to D1, decreasing, on the opposite side it will be going. Okay? Yes. That's the case in here, movement along the line. Okay, let's move on. Oh, that's all for demand side. Okay, that's cool. Now let's talk about our supply side. Okay, let's talk about our supply side. What is this one? Supply side. What is supply? Supply is referring here is this way. Supply is referring here is this way. Supply of good is the maximum quantities that the seller are willing and able to supply at a variety of prices. Okay, all right. Before I go ahead with supply, let me actually finish it off with the demand a little bit more. What is that? Okay, let me show you what is that. In demand, we should say that. Did I say it in here? That's the demand. Law of demand says if a price of good increases, quantity demand for goods declines, vice versa. Okay. But what is a demand? Okay, here they say it, yes. The maximum quantity that buyers are able and willing to purchase. You have the intention to buy it, you want it, you have the ability to buy it, and you have the intention to buy it. Make sense? You went to a market, you're just checking the price, but you have no intention to buy it. That's not a demand. You're shopping around, but you have no intention to buy it. You're going into the market. How much is this dress? How much is this t-shirt? How much is this pant? I'm checking. You're checking, bargaining, arguing, but you're not buying. You have no intention to buy it, but you're checking the price. That's all right. You can check the price. I'm not saying it's a crime. You can check the price. But as a supplier, I will say this is not a demand. Okay? Maybe you want it. You want to buy, your intention to buy it as well, but you got no money. That's not a demand. So when we'll call it a demand, you will want it, you have the ability to buy it, and you have a real intention to buy it. Okay? This three will be giving you the demand. Now let's move on to supply actually. What is supply? Okay. Supply is this. Supply of good is the maximum quantities that sellers are willing and able to supply at a variety of prices. At a specific price, how much the supplier are willing to supply. Look, the law of demand is that if price increases, people will not buy it. If price increases, people will buy less. But for supply, it's opposite. If price increases, suppliers will supply more. Make sense? You can ask me question, which price? That's a good point. Not the cost price, selling price. Okay? When the selling price increases, we call it prices actually. Market price, or the market price is the selling price actually, or the equilibrium price also it has name. So when the price increases, suppliers are happy. They supply more. Why? They make more profit. Very simple. We humans are responsive to our incentives. When you will see a benefit, when you will see there is a benefit on it, you will go for it. When you will see there is a benefit in there, you will have interest in there. The suppliers, every human, it's not you and me, every human are like that. I will say that from economics point of view. Okay. Now some of you might say, oh, no. If I see, even I see there is a profit, I even don't take sometimes. Yes, there is a reason behind it. Why you don't take it? There is some, like let's say, for example, say, not necessarily all the time we will always buy the cheap item. That's true. Like there are some people, they will say, no, I pay a little bit extra because it's environment friendly. Yeah. So what is his incentive? His incentive that person has a respect for the environment he's getting from it. That's why he's buying it. An incentive for a grandfather an elderly person is that he finds like he is ready to pay $10 extra if for his grandchild, to see his grandchild happy, play with his grandchild. Okay, so grandfather is happy to pay a couple of dollars extra. Why? His incentive is not in money that time. His incentive is actually in having a good time with his grandchild. See that? So it depends on it, person to person it will vary. Okay, different people have different type of incentives. You will see on Valentine's Day, people is buying the roses at very high prices. Why? His incentive is not in the money. His incentives, his or her incentives is in the smile, a satisfactory smile on his lover's face. Make sense? So that's what it makes him happy. So he finds the incentives in there. That's why he's paying more. So that's what I'm trying to say, that we all human are actually responsive to incentives. Okay, that's the point. Now, suppliers' incentives is in their profit. Prices goes high, his profits goes high. Supply also goes high. Make sense? This is the case. All right. Supply curve shows the relationship between the quantity supplied and the goods or prices. Of course, the relationship will be positive. Price goes high, supply goes high. Relationship is positive, high and high. Price goes down, supply goes down. Positive relationship. Okay. So you see here, prices of potatoes was the price that time. Anyway, that's okay. 40, 80, 120, 160, $2. See, farmer's supply of ton. 50, farmers excess supply. So it's not like that only one farmer in the market. A lot of farmers in the market. One farmer is supplying 50 ton. Another farmer is supplying some other ton. So this is individual farmer supply. Okay. This is individual farmer supply. This one. Farmer supply. Individual farmer supply. He's supplying this much. Another farmer supplying another. Okay. Another farmer supplying another one. In total, all the farmers together supply 100,000 ton. Is 50. There somebody is supplying something else, some other quantity. So all the farmers, it's not only 1, 2, or 10 farmers, but hundreds of farmers are there. All the farmers together is supplying 100,000 tons of potatoes. At which price? At price 40 cents per kilo. Price increasing now. You see, farmers see the price is increasing, they will produce more. Not only one farmer is producing more, all the farmers are producing more. As a result, now you can see here 200. Make sense? So what we can see from here, the price increases, market supply also increases. All right, hope it's clear. The relationship is, look at the relationship is positive, defined one. Previous, the demand one was, let me actually get it from there. Demand, that is supply curve. Supply curve. Anyway, yeah, you can take this one, that's all right. I wanted to take actually double of them. This is okay. So this is demand. Now I'm showing you supply. This is supply. Okay. Supply curve. If you see, so in demand one, see how this line is this way. So this is demand, Look at this is supply. See? Other way around. Okay? Other way around. And both the side, this is price, this is quantity, the same thing, remain the same. So different. They have different views in here. Oh, okay. All right. So is it clear to you guys, all of you? Does it make sense what I'm saying, guys? Yeah?
Yeah, but why is it that when the price goes up, they make more of the quantity? Wouldn't it be more expensive to make them? Wouldn't that be dependent on the demand?
Yes, we're coming to that point. Yes, you're right. But the first question I will take, second one I will not take at this moment. First question I will take. The first one you asked that why they will be producing more, is wouldn't be more expensive for them? No, you have to think per unit cost. You have to take per unit cost. Okay. For example, let's say the price of potato was 40 cents. Now the price has gone up to 60. The cost price remains the same.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
Cost price remaining the same, but the sales price has gone up. So they're making more profit. Right?
Yeah, thank you.
That's why they will produce more and more. Okay. Yes. And the second question was, wouldn't it be depending on the demand? Yes, you are very right. It will be depending on the demand. Okay. How? I'll show you now how. Actually, I didn't want to actually draw this graph, but I think I must have to draw the graph right now. Otherwise, you guys, let me draw this one. So what we try to do in this case, that we try to actually insert. I'm thinking, should I use this one? But actually, I will be using this one. That's okay. I'll use this one. So this side is price. Simple text block I need. Price. Where is the format? Line. Color, no line actually. I don't want any line. No line, and also I don't want any fill. No fill. Perfect. That's exactly I need. Okay. And I don't need that. This is really not that very friendly to work with these things. But it will be fine. It will take a little bit time, but it's gonna be okay. Ooh. All right, so this is our price, this line, and this is our quantity. This is the quantity. And now we're gonna draw, oh gosh. That's why I did not want to draw these things. Insert shapes, this one, I want to have it. Actually, I will be taking this one. Easy. Demand card, but I want to change this shape. color. I want to make this color is black. That's perfect. So this is my demand curve. This is my demand curve. Same way, I want to draw exactly another graph. Okay, so I'll take these things. This time, this line is not my demand, this is my supply curve. Exactly the same thing. See? And I don't want this. Exactly the same thing. So now what we are looking for here, I will actually take a snapshot from here. Okay, I'll cancel it. I don't need the snapshot. Actually, it will be too much if I take a snapshot. Okay. So look, in this situation, what we're gonna do is this, all these graphs, I'm going to actually move together. Go up, 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 up. Yeah. Now you will see what I'm doing. Come on, a little bit this side. This. See that? I'm actually bringing the demand and supply in one place. All right? I'm bringing the demand and supply in one place. So these black, okay, actually I should do it differently. So these one, let me write it down the name. That would be nicer for you guys to see. It will be even better for you guys to see. The question you just asked me, this is supply curve. And I would say this one on the other side, in my case, this is our demand curve. Okay, let me do my supply curve as a different color. Red, for example. Okay, and I want to run that. Now, how do we determine that how much to supply or how much to demand? Okay, now it will be better. If you place them one on top of another, okay, come on. Yeah, then you will find out another specific point. Which point is that? This is the point at this point.
At
This
equilibrium?
This point is known as equilibrium point. Equilibrium point. Okay. That's our equilibrium point. Why do we need this point? So look, every business, what they want is this. They want to see that you have the exactly same demand as your supply. So what will happen? You will not have excess demand or excess supply. Okay? Now, so people will demand more or less, supply more or less. Everything is actually fluctuating with the price level, right? So what we're gonna do is this, we will going to actually find out shape outline weight. Let's this is the weight, and I want to change this color. It's black, and I want to also do these things as a dash line. Okay. See? So where they have intersected on the price line, we will call it at equilibrium price. We call it as equilibrium price. Okay, this is the price. And this one, we'll call this one as equilibrium quantity. Equilibrium quantity. Make sense? What does it mean? It means that at this price, you will have demand and supply same. The amount you are supplying, exactly same amount people is demanding. So there is no extra or no less. What happens if we increase the price from the equilibrium price? This equilibrium price has also another name called market price. This is our market price too. All right, is it clear? Okay, now you asked me the question that, okay, isn't it the supply depends on demand and everything? Yes, that's true. Supply will be depending on demand. That's very true. And what you're doing, you are actually looking at the price, not looking at the demand. People might demand more. I don't care. Me as a supplier, I don't care if they demand more and more. I care about my profit. Someone comes in front of my shop and cries whole day morning, supply me, supply me, supply. I will say, no, no, no way. Thank you very much. I need money. I need my money. Until otherwise I get the money, I'm not supplying. You want to have a more supply? Increase the price. Okay, that's the case. Let's say, let me show you this now. Yes. What I did, I increased the price. Price is now at this point. I increased the price. Okay, price is at this point. Let me change the color. That would be better. Okay, this green line is my new price. Look, at new price, price has increased. What will happen to demand? Demand will decrease. Now you see, my new demand, so demand was equilibrium, demand was in here, you see? Now, my new demand is actually here. Because the price has increased. I don't want any more, that much. And what is my supply? But look at my supply. Supply is actually in here. See? So the demand is low, supply is high. Supplier is happy, supplying more. But buyer is not happy. He's demanding less. So what we are creating here? We are creating here a surplus. I'll show you the surplus here. That's our surplus. See? This is our surplus. Make sense? This much is our surplus. I'll write it down. Surplus in the market. Surplus in the market means suppliers has produced it, but they can't sell it. Surplus means supplier has produced it, but they cannot sell it. Okay? They cannot sell it. That's the problem. Now, I'm going to show you what happens if we reduce the price from the equilibrium point. What about that? Okay, let's try. Let's say the price is now in here. Okay, I will change the color to blue. No, I'll change the color to purple. This would purple is okay. This one I will make orange color. What I did this time I am actually reduced the price. Okay. What about now? Now, look at this. See? Price has reduced. Supplier are not happy. They're supplying less. Right? They're supplying less. But customers are happy. What the customers doing? Customer is demanding more. So what's the story? What's going on in this case? That time it's not surplus anymore. People is actually asking for more.
Does that leave you in a deficit?
That gives a shortage or deficit, exactly. Okay. Yes. You see now? So this much will be your deficit. Let me change this color too, so you guys can understand it better. This is actually your deficit. Okay. So now I'm going to write it down here. We call it shortage into the market. Okay, this is shortage into the market. So what is our best thing to do? Best thing to do is look at here. This is the demand curve, supply curve, where they're intersecting all these points. Yes. So any question for me, guys? Is it clear to you all when there will be a surplus, when there will be a shortage, and all those things? If you move out of your equilibrium point, brings you the balance. Demand and supply is same. If you increase the price, there is a surplus. If you decrease the price, there is a shortage. Okay? Does it make sense to you all?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is movement along that, just the price movement only. If the price is there, is the price changes only. What about if there is something else? Let's say not price, but some other reasons. Then we will have shift of the curve. Equilibrium point will be changing, shifting all the time. Okay. I don't know. Let's see if we have this to cover in this week. Then I will. If it is not, then not. Changes in supply. Shift in the supply curve again the same way. If the supply changes not because of price but for some other reasons, there will be shift in the supply curve. Okay. So in both demand and supply, both the cases, if demand or supply, any one of them changes not because of price but for some other reasons, but for some other reasons, there will be a shift of the curve. Now, since I said change could be positive, change could be negative. If the demand increases or supply increases because of these changes, there's shift to the right side. Look at here, shift to the right side, increase. Shift to the left side means decrease. Okay, remember this thing. Market equilibrium I just showed you. Price above equilibrium creates surplus, forces the price down, price falls. So here it is. Here it is. The whole thing is given here. See? Exactly the same thing that I just described. Okay. Okay, that's all for today. Actually, nothing else. Till this much we have done in this. Why do the supply changes not because of price? Because a lot of reasons. Changes in input prices, changes in technologies, organizational change, government policies. Maybe the supplier has, like, if you go in Woolies, they will give you special. Why? Item is getting expired soon. Come on, let's sell it quickly. Reduce the price and let it go. Supply more. Okay, that's the case actually. Yes. Supply because of maybe government has said that, okay, very soon you're going to bring some changes soon, or supply more and finish it off quickly. Maybe there is lots of there is changes in input prices are changes, like the raw materials prices has been changed, cost prices change, supply will change, but not because of the sales price. Okay. All right. The number of suppliers has increased in the market. Supply increased because not more people is supplying now in the market. It's not because of the price. People is supplying more. A lot of people is coming into the business because of that. Any question for me, guys, so far? Any questions for me?
So this week we'll have a quiz and the questionnaire 3.
Yes.
Anything else, or are those the only 2 things we need to do with the chapters?
Yeah, I think that's all. Let me check again. Let me check again.
Cheers.
This one, right? All right. So this is really annoying, to be honest. It's not mentioned like this in here, right? Okay. Okay. So we have here this week, we'll have, if you go in week 10, we have the assignment due. That's different story, final exam. Short answer is on, this is on 16th of May, long not now. We have time for that. Yeah. Portfolio question 2, which will be open, which already open now, 15th of March until 21st of March. And this is 1. And we'll have quiz, one quiz. Where is the quiz? Quiz is here. Oh, quiz already done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quiz already done, yes. Yeah. So I have to actually upload practice quiz for second, quiz 2, right? I'll do that. Okay, all right. So any more question for me? Any question to ask me, guys?
No.
No, all right.
Is
Let's
that
do a-
quiz 2? Sorry, is that quiz 2 open from the 22nd of March to the 28th of April, or is that meant to say 28th of March?
28th of March. Oh, okay, there's typing error in this. 28th of March.
Okay, yep. Thank you.
All right. Anything else? Here, I think here they mentioned quiz 2 due is 28th of March. All right. Okay, let's do our attendance then.
And so, do you want us to do chapter 3 or chapter 3 and 4 of the textbook?
For what?
Just like summarizing it, because obviously for the first week we had to do 1 and 2 so that we could answer all the questions and quizzes. So for the next questions and quizzes, will we just need chapter 3 or 3 and 4?
3 and 4.
Alrighty.
Attendance. All right. So Iman Abdullah.
Here.
Thank you very much, Iman. Next, Umar Ahmed. Umar Ahmed, no?
I'm here, sir.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay. Next is Jonathan Chan.
Yes, sir.
Jonathan,
Yeah.
you there?
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Then is T. Hui Duan.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you very much, T. Nicola Donelan.
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you very much, Nicola. Said Muhammad Moiz.
Yes, sir.
Gilani, you there? Thank you, Moiz.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Then this is Hai Hua Huang.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Thank you very much, Hai Hua. Anayatullah Hussaini.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Riley Campbell.
Yeah, I'm here, sir.
Thank you very much. Brianna Kha. Brianna. Brianna is not there. It's okay. I'll keep it absent. Then this is Ihan Lee.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Thank you very much, Ihan Lee. Jaden Maya Harris. Jaden Maya Harris. Jaden? No? All right. Mary Ann.
I'm here, sir.
Thank you very much, Mary Ann. Might we be Nguyen? My Nguyen? No? That's okay. Hugo Parsons?
Yep.
Thank you very much. Then who is next? Then this is Jianao Chin.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Jeremy Chanel.
Yes, sir.
Murad Selim.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Thank you. John Trobas. John? No? All right. Aaron Wu.
Here.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Ji Zheng Jackie Zhai.
Yep, yeah.
Thank you very much. Zheng Xingju. Zheng Xingju. No? That's okay. Muhammad Mahendra Arif Kushma. I'm sorry. Muhammad
it's me.
Mahendra, you there?
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming in today, guys. And if you find any glitch, any problem, and don't hesitate to send me a mail. Send me a mail. I'll respond. I'll fix it. If you find something, the date is not right, these are those problems, just let me know. Okay. If you have no question to ask me, then you guys can log out and I can close the meeting. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for coming in, guys. Have a good weekend and a good week too.
You too.
Brianna Kha, okay, Brianna Kha is here. Brianna Kha. Yes. All right. Good. All done, Brianna. Okay, I will end the meeting now. I have to stop recording first.